Imagine you are driving a car on a highway. Suddenly, the steering wheel locks. You are heading straight for a barrier, but no matter how hard you turn the wheel, the car won't respond. The panic sets in. Your heart races. You brace for impact. This is exactly what overthinking feels like. You are going about your day, and suddenly, a thought hijacks your mind. Did I say the wrong thing? What if I lose my job? Why hasn't he called? You try to stop the thought. You try to tell yourself to relax. But the harder you fight, the faster the car goes. You spiral down a rabbit hole of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, until you are exhausted, anxious, and paralyzed. We have all been there. We have all lost hours, days, or even weeks to the tyranny of our own minds. We are told to just let it go. But for an overthinker, letting go feels impossible. The thoughts are sticky. They loop. They scream. But let me tell you something that will change the way you handle your mind forever. You cannot stop a thought by fighting it. You cannot stop a thought by arguing with it. You can only stop a thought by interrupting it. Your brain is a pattern-matching machine. Once it gets into a groove, it stays there. To break the loop, you need a pattern interrupt. You need a shock to the system that forces your brain to switch tracks. Today, I am going to teach you a simple, 20-second habit that acts as an emergency brake for your mind. It is not a meditation. It is not a mantra. It is a physical and cognitive hack that snaps you out of the spiral instantly. By the end of this video, you will have a weapon against worry. You will never again be a helpless passenger in your own mind. You will be the driver. But before we learn the habit, ask yourself, how much of your life have you missed because you were physically present but mentally miles away? Because the first step of this habit is going to pull you back into the room so fast. You won't even remember what you were worried about. The science of the loop. To understand why this habit works, you have to understand the biology of overthinking. When you start to worry, your brain activates the default mode network, DMN. This is the part of the brain responsible for daydreaming, self-referential thought, and ruminating on the past or future. When the DMN is overactive, you are not in reality. You are in a simulation. You are hallucinating problems that do not exist in the present moment. The antidote to the DMN is the task-positive network, TPN. This is the part of the brain responsible for focus, action, and sensory processing. Here is the key: you cannot have both networks active at the same time. It is biologically impossible. It is like trying to go forward and backward in a car simultaneously. So, the secret to stopping overthinking is not to calm down. It is to force your brain to switch from the DMN, worrying, to the TPN, sensing. This 20-second habit forces that switch. The habit, the sensory snap. Here is exactly what you do the moment you catch yourself spiraling. Step 1, the physical anchor, 5 seconds. Stop moving. Freeze. Take your thumb and press it hard into the center of your palm. Or, snap a rubber band on your wrist. Or, clap your hands together loudly once. You need a physical sensation. A jolt. This jolt sends a signal to your brain: something is happening in the physical world. Pay attention. It interrupts the neural loop of the worry. It is the equivalent of someone waving a hand in front of your face. Step 2, the visual hunt, 10 seconds. Immediately after the jolt, look around the room. Do not just look, hunt. Find 3 things that are the color blue. Blue book. Blue pen. Blue sky. Find them fast. Point to them if you can. Why? Because hunting for a specific color forces your brain to engage the visual cortex. It forces the TPN to turn on. Your brain has to drop the worry to find the blue. It cannot do both. Here is the secret: your brain loves a mission. The moment you give it a task, like finding blue objects, it happily abandons the anxiety to complete the mission. And if this idea of distracting your brain makes sense to you, wait until you hear the final step. It uses the power of your own voice to lock the door on the worry for good. If you can see how the physical jolt stops the car, then the visual hunt is like turning the steering wheel away from the barrier. But you still need to press the gas to get back on the road. That is what the final step does. Step 3, the verbal command, 5 seconds. After you find the blue things, take a deep breath and say out loud, firmly, "I am here." Say it with authority. Do not whisper it. Command your space. Hearing your own voice triggers the auditory cortex. It solidifies your presence in the room. It reminds your subconscious that you are safe, you are grounded, and you are in control. The worry was about the future or the past. "I am here" is about the present. And just like that, snap, hunt, speak, you have broken the loop. The fog clears. The heart rate slows. You are back in the driver's seat. And here is why that verbal command is so critical: your brain prioritizes your own voice above all others. When you speak, you are essentially the captain grabbing the microphone and telling the crew, "Attention, we are changing course." The chaos on the ship stops because the leader has spoken. If the first step, the physical anchor, stopped the momentum, and the second step, the visual hunt, changed the direction, then this third step, the verbal command, reclaims your authority. But ask yourself this: do you sometimes feel addicted to your worry? Do you feel like if you stop overthinking, you'll miss something important or be unprepared? This is the biggest lie anxiety tells us, and I'm going to show you how to dismantle it so you never fall for it again. The lie of productive worry. One of the main reasons we struggle to use this habit is because, deep down, we believe our overthinking is useful. We think, if I worry about this enough, I will find a solution. We think, if I replay this conversation enough, I will figure out what they meant. We mistake rumination for problem solving. But here is the difference: problem solving moves forward. Rumination moves in circles. Problem solving has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Rumination has no end. It is a hamster wheel. By using the 20-second habit, you are not stopping yourself from solving problems. You are stopping yourself from running on the wheel. Once you have snapped out of the loop and calmed your nervous system, then you can actually solve the problem. You can think clearly. You can make a plan. You cannot solve a problem with the same anxious mind that created it. You have to shift states first. So, do not feel guilty for stopping the worry. You are not being irresponsible, you are being strategic. You are clearing the workspace so you can actually do the work. But wait, what if the worry comes back 5 minutes later? What if the habit works for a moment, but the thoughts invade again? This is called the rebound effect, and there is a specific way to handle it that turns your resistance into resilience. If you resonated with the idea of worry as a false friend, then this next concept will feel like armor. It explains why your brain tries to drag you back into the mud and how to stay clean. The rebound strategy: not now, maybe later. When you use the 20-second habit, you might find that the worry tries to sneak back in a few minutes later. It knocks on the door and says, "Hey, remember me? I'm important." This is normal. Your neural pathways are deep grooves. The water wants to flow down the old riverbed. When this happens, do not get angry. Do not say, "It didn't work." Instead, use the scheduling technique. Tell the thought, "I hear you. I am not going to think about you right now. I will think about you at 4 p.m. Actually schedule a worry appointment. This sounds strange, but it works. By giving the worry a time slot, you validate it, "I hear you," but you delay it, "not now." Often, when 4 p.m. rolls around, you will find that the urgency is gone. You won't even want to worry about it anymore. Or, if you do, you will do it in a contained, controlled window of time, rather than letting it bleed into your entire day. You are training your brain to delay gratification. You are teaching it that you set the schedule, not the anxiety. Now, you might be thinking, this requires a lot of awareness. What if I don't catch myself until I've been spiraling for an hour? That is okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's recovery. And the faster you recover, the stronger you get. I'm going to share a mindset shift that turns every failure into a victory. If you can see how scheduling worry gives you control, you are beginning to understand the difference between suppression and management. Suppression is pushing the beach ball underwater until it explodes. Management is letting the air out of the ball. By implementing these techniques, the 20-second habit and the scheduling strategy, you are practicing mental hygiene. Just as you brush your teeth every day to prevent decay, you must brush your mind every day to prevent spirals. You wouldn't feel guilty for having dirty teeth, you would just brush them. Do not feel guilty for having anxious thoughts, just clean them up. The spiritual truth, the witness consciousness. Let's look at this through a spiritual lens. Who is the you that notices the overthinking? If you can say, I am overthinking, then you cannot be the thoughts. You are the one watching the thoughts. You are the witness. You are the consciousness behind the noise. The 20-second habit is a tool to return you to the seat of the witness. It pulls you out of the movie screen and puts you back in the audience. From the audience, you can watch the drama without being hurt by it. You can see the scary scenes without thinking you are in danger. This is the ultimate freedom. Freedom is not having a silent mind, freedom is not believing everything your mind says. The identity shift, from victim to master. For too long, you have identified as an anxious person. You wore your overthinking like a heavy coat that you couldn't take off. You believed that your mind was a bully and you were the victim. Today, you are stepping into a new identity. You are becoming the master of your mind. A master does not scream at the servants. A master does not get overwhelmed by the noise of the house. A master walks calmly through the halls, giving clear, quiet instructions. When you use the 20-second habit, you are acting like the master. You are not fighting the chaos, you are ordering it. You are not begging for peace, you are commanding it. The action plan. Here is what I want you to do starting right now. Step 1, practice in peacetime. Do not wait for a crisis to try this. Practice the 20-second habit when you are calm. Do it while waiting for the kettle to boil. Do it while sitting in traffic. Train the muscle memory so that when the storm hits, your body knows what to do. Step 2, catch the first thought. Try to catch the spiral early. The moment you feel that first pang of, what if, deploy the habit. Snap. Hunt. Speak. Kill the monster while it is small. Step 3, celebrate the return. Every time you pull yourself back to the present moment, celebrate it. Smile. Take a deep breath. Give yourself a dopamine hit for succeeding. This reinforces the new neural pathway. The final ritual. If this message resonated with your spirit today, if you felt a sense of relief knowing that you have a physical way to stop the mental noise, then I invite you to make a powerful declaration. I want you to signal to the universe that you are taking back the keys to your mind. Close your eyes for just a second. Press your thumb into your palm, your anchor. Feel the pressure. And silently say, I am the thinker, not the thought. I am in control. And to seal this intention, go to the comments below and write these simple words. I am present. Let those words be your anchor. Let them be the moment you stop living in the scary future or the regretful past, and start living in the only place where life actually happens, right here, right now. You are powerful. You are grounded. You are capable of peace. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. Use the snap. Find the blue. Speak your truth. And remember, your mind is a beautiful servant, but a terrible master. Make sure you are the one holding the leash. Until next time, stay here.